you don't necessarily need to use concepts that make sense with this particular patient set. So for example, if I'm looking using A1C as my concept and I want to associate it with this patient set and see what the relationship looks like, that's meaningful, right? Because like I just said, we can see how many patients are actually getting their A1Cs checked the way they should be every 3 months, according to guidelines. But let's say, I can also compare, a concept to a patient set in a really nonsensical way. For example, I can say knee replacement, and this is gonna. So I'm looking for knee joint replacement surgery. Okay, so that's a particular concept. It's a type of treatment, and I'm trying to say I want to associate that with the patient set of patients who have diabetes. So basically, I'm saying within the diabetic patient set, I want to see how knee replacement relates to that. And okay, so you don't have any positives there. There aren't any results with that. At least not for the patients that we have displayed here. We can add some more patients that are diabetics and see if there's any positives that we get. Okay, so we got one patient at least up here that had a knee replacement, and one thing I wanted to mention is with these timelines, the absolute dates that it has logged for when a particular concept has registered into the system, like for A1C or knee replacement or whatever, that's not actually the real date that that person got that procedure, right? This is a part of the de-identification process that I mentioned earlier, where the dates are going to be shifted by a certain amount so that the patient's identity can't be easily acquired. But the increments between different events on the timeline are definitely accurate. So for example, even though the absolute dates are shifted, the increments between the dates are going to be realistic for data set you want. Okay, so now let's go back to our A1C example because that's a useful example. And I'm going to show you a few other ways to display a few other plugins that you can use. Right now we were on the timeline plugin, but there are others.